Hey guys, and welcome back to No Coffee Needed. I'm Chad, right here in the heart of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we're so glad that you are joining us today, and we're gonna do something special. We're gonna do pulled pork two different ways. One, we're gonna do just the Eastern Carolina style, where it uses the vinegar-based barbecue sauce and mopping sauce. We're not gonna wrap it, just gonna throw it in that pit boss, let it smoke 10, 12 hours, whatever it takes. We've got two butts right here. They're 10 pounds a piece. Then we've got a little small 7-pound that we're gonna do, but that's totally separate. Really not gonna have anything to do with this video right here. But guys, let's go ahead and let's get started. Then we'll come back and we'll show you exactly what we're gonna do. So hang tight. Alright guys, if you hadn't checked out the 4 sauces of South Carolina, that was my last video. You can check it out with a link right there. But guys, what we're gonna do is normally when you use that vinegar-based sauce, it is for a whole hog. And once this bark gets set on here, not gonna do a real big heavy rub. It's just a salt, pepper, garlic rub. You can add garlic on it if you want to. We're just gonna use our 3-peat seasoning on this one right here. We're gonna set it on the pit boss, and once that bark gets good and set, we'll start mopping it every hour with that mopping sauce. Now, for the western part of South Carolina, they do a rub that has usually has a lot of brown sugar, a lot of different spices. Give that a rub, and once it reaches an internal temp of about 165, it's wrapped with a little bit of apple juice and then thrown back on the pit boss, back on the smoker till it gets to 203, 205 internal temp. We're looking for that same internal temp on this one also, but it goes unwrapped and it is mopped. And so what we're gonna do is gonna try it both ways to see which one we like the best. So guys, here we go. We got this 3-peat seasoning right here. We're just gonna go ahead and coat it. Just gonna go ahead and put this on here. We're not using a binder. A lot of people use a binder, like some people use olive oil, some people use mustard. They use all different types of things for a binder. We're not using one. We're just coating this really well. Now I trimmed these up just a little bit. I didn't score the fat on these. I did score the fat on that one, but like I said, that one's for a totally different recipe, for something totally different. But anyway, I did not score this. I did do a little bit of trimming. I got most of the fat off here. You can imagine a 10 pound Boston butt did have quite a bit of fat on it. So I did trim it down some. And we're gonna put both of these on fat side up. And I know that's a big debate. Should it go up or should it go down and blah, blah, blah. Guys, if you've seen any of my past videos, I don't think it really matters if it goes up or down. I haven't been able to taste much of a difference, but we will put these fat side up when we do it. So we also want to make sure that we get this coated really well all the way around. We really want a good bark. This has got a lot of pepper in it. So anyway, that's what we're doing right here with this one. All right, we got that one coated. Now, this one is a 10 pound, but we mixed up our own rub in here. It has a good bit of brown sugar. It just has a lot of different spices. I know that there's a lot of commercial ones out there, guys, that you would like to use. So go ahead, feel free to use those any way you want to, or make up your own. A lot of you have your own rubs that you like to make. So that's great. It's free to do that. This is one we made up. So we're just gonna kind of liberally coat it really well. Guys, we'll go ahead and get this. Go ahead and get this rub on here. We'll be right back. That's right, guys. 2 Boston butts, 2 different ways. Check it out. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, make some comments down below. Let us know what you think right here. No Coffee Needed, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is what we're doing, guys. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we got them ready. You can see that this one right here has that mahogany color. That's what we're looking for normally in the western part of the state. Eastern part of the state, we're just looking for that. You can see it's gotten some really good color to it, but it's just got the salt and pepper rub on it. This one's got the full rub with the different seasonings, the brown sugar, the way we normally think about pulled pork. This is more like a whole hog style, where we're gonna mop this every hour once that bark is set. So guys, let's go ahead and get these on the smoker. We're gonna set the Eastern Carolina one down. I said we're gonna turn the fat side up. We're setting it right there on the left. We're doing the regular pulled pork one with the full rub with the brown sugar, setting it on the right. We closed that lid, we got it set for 225. We're gonna let it run a few hours and make sure that bark gets good and set, and then we'll check it out. So guys, don't go anywhere. Now you cooking, no coffee needed style. And guys, these been on here right at 4 hours. So we came out here just a minute ago and we flipped them over. You can see how well they're looking. This is just a salt and pepper rub. This is the traditional brown sugar and all your other spices rub right here on the left. What we're gonna do is we got this vinegar-based sauce right here. We're gonna shake it up. We're just gonna kind of start to, you can see that rub is already set on there. So we're just gonna kind of give it a little bath, keep it from drying out. We'll keep doing that every hour on the hour, just on this one. We're gonna let the internal temp on this one get to 165, and then we'll wrap it, make a little tinfoil boat there, put some apple juice in it. But anyway, you'll see what's going on in just a little bit, guys. Just gonna put a little bit of that vinegar sauce on there. That's what we're doing on that one. So guys, we're gonna keep doing that every hour on the hour. We'll see you when that other one reaches 165. So guys, today's cook is happening on the Pit Boss. This is the Pit Boss Pro Series 850 or whatever it is. That's what we've got. That's what we're cooking on today. And we're using the Pit Boss hardwood pellets. That's the type of pellets we're putting in here. Running this thing at 250 for 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it takes to get these 10-pound butts done. So guys, just want to give a shout out to Pit Boss. All right guys, these things been on here just a little over 6 hours. We're just sprinkling a little bit more of this vinegar sauce on that one right there. This one is registering 163, 164. So what we're gonna do is we made a boat over here. We're fixing to put some apple juice in it. Take this one, set it in that boat, wrap it up real good with tinfoil, put it back on here and let it come to temp. So let's get that done. Man, isn't that looking beautiful? I'm gonna take a little bit of this apple juice. See, we just made a little boat right here with it. Putting a little bit of apple juice in there. Just gonna wrap it up really, really good. Guys, she's wrapped up, ready to go back on. Taking her, setting her back on here. Gonna let it keep running until she hits that 203 internal temp. So guys, just hang around. It'll come off sooner or later. All right guys, these butts have been on here 9 hours. 9 hours they've been in here. And this one that we've got wrapped up, oh man, that thing goes in there just like butter. We weren't looking for a time or necessarily a temperature. What we're looking for is just for that to go in there like it was going into butter. And so let's check that temperature. She is 207, 205, 209. That was right there on that bone at 209. So guys, that's where that one is. It's ready to come off. Let's check this one. Oh man, it feels like butter. A little tougher right there. That's reading about 186. 199. Back there, that bone is 197. So it's still, right there, still a little tough. And it's not quite done. That was the one that's reading 186 right there in the dead center. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and get this one off, get it set in the cooler, let it rest for a couple of hours. We're gonna wait and let this one keep going. All right guys, just gonna let that one sit in there a couple more hours. We're gonna take this one off, let it rest for a couple hours. Gonna let this one keep running. We got a little more juice to put on this one. Keep it from drying out. So anyway guys, that's where we are. Let's get this one off. Gonna let it sit in that cooler for a couple of hours. So guys, don't go anywhere. This one's not far behind it. All right guys, this one has been on here 10 hours. Exactly 10 hours to the minute. 10 hours it's been on here. So it's a 10-hour, it's a 10-pound Boston butt right here. This is the one that we treated just like you would a whole hog. We just put the salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic as a rub on there. Then we let that rub sit. We cooked it smoked it for 4 hours, let that rub go ahead and get set really well, and then we started mopping it, or kind of sprinkling it with that vinegar sauce every hour on the hour for the last 6 hours. So anyway, that's where we are. We're gonna give this a check to kind of give you a little sneak. I did go ahead and check it already, right? So we know where it is. But anyway, she is hitting right at 202. That was 202, 209, 206. So guys, it is ready to come off. We're gonna take it, we're gonna wrap it in tin foil. But look at that. Doesn't it look beautiful? It's dark, but man, it looks really, really good. We're gonna just wrap this up, let it sit for an hour. The other one's already been resting for an hour. We'll take them both out after this one rests for an hour, and then pull them apart and give it a taste test, guys. So let's get inside. All right, guys, we got these both in the house. They've been running. They've been setting. One has been setting for 2 hours. The last one we took off that we didn't wrap has been resting for an hour. Guys, the smallest one. These both were 10 pounds each. The one we didn't wrap, the one we did like a traditional, like you do a whole hog, where we mopped it every hour on the hour. Once that rub set, it cooked for a full 10 hours to the minute. Now the other one that we did wrap, we did a regular rub with brown sugar like you would normally do. Guys, that ran almost 9 hours. So anyway, we're ready to unwrap these and see what they look like. Man, look at that. Look at that bone. Good gracious. Just pulls right out of there. Bo is gonna have fun in the morning eating that bone. Look at that. So guys, look at that mahogany color. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now I want to tell you, these are not competition style pork butts. They're not. These, we went to Food Line, bought these on sale, 99 cents a pound. Guys, I'm telling you, 99 cents a pound, you can't beat Boston butts or any kind of meat for 99 cents a pound. This is the way to go. So many things you can do with Boston butts, but this is what we're using, the 99 cent a pound Boston butts from Food Line. That's what we're using. That's what we've got. We didn't go to the butcher. We didn't get an expensive cut of meat. This is what we got, straight off the grocery store shelf. So guys, this is what we have. So let's take a look at this one. This is the one we mop every hour. Look, that bone just comes out of there. Look at that. Bo has got 2 bones. This one is a little bit darker, but man, it looks really good. You can smell that vinegar sauce that we mopped it with. You can just smell it. God, and look how it just comes apart. You can just take a bone. Look at that. Look at that. And just pull it apart with the bone. Look at that. Man. Look at that. I'm telling you, that is tender as it can be. Guys, let us go ahead and get all of this pulled apart and get it a consistent texture and consistent size. Go ahead and pull both of these apart, get them put in a pan, and we'll give these a taste test. So guys, just let me get this done. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right guys, let's do a recap of what we did with these Boston butts. Just to let you know, repeat again, this is not competition style barbecue. By any means do I mean for this to be competition style. What this is just backyard, getting ready to have friends and family over to have a great time for some great barbecue, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. We went to Food Line, picked up 2 Boston butts, 10 pounds each, 99 cents a pound. That just tells you right there, we didn't go to the butcher shop, we didn't go anywhere like that and pick up the best possible cut or the best possible Boston butt we could find. We just went over to our local Food Line, picked those up, 99 cents a pound, don't forget about that. We took one and we mixed up a rub, just like probably many of you do, or you use a commercial rub that you find in the grocery store. Nothing wrong with any of that, whether you make your own or whether you buy some. It makes no difference. Just do you, whatever you like to do. But what we did is we put that on one Boston butt, no binder, just got it rubbed down really, really good, let it sit out for about 30 minutes, just to bring it up to temperature, give that rub time to set on that Boston butt, and it turned a beautiful mahogany color, exactly what we're looking for. The other one, we just took salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic rub, and we put on it, did the same thing. We rubbed it down really, really well, let it sit out for about 20 minutes, let that rub get set on that Boston butt. We ran our pit boss up to 225 degrees. 225 is where we put it. So we were letting it get the temperature while we let these rubs set. We then put them in there for 4 hours. Flipped them over. We did it fat side up. We did trim a good bit of fat off of it because with 10-pound Boston butts you have a lot of fat. So anyway, we turned the fat side up. After 4.5 hours, we flipped them over and let them cook. And at that moment, we started mopping or squirting a vinegar sauce. If you haven't seen how to make this vinegar sauce, you can check out that video right up here, and it gives you the description, and it's the 4 sauces that are found in South Carolina, and this is just one of them. But anyway, that's what we did, and we started mopping this one every hour on the hour to keep it moist, and it went unwrapped, just completely unwrapped. This one, after about six hours, I think it was, it got to 165 degrees. We then wrapped that one. We didn't mop it. We didn't put any liquid on that one at all until the 6.5 hour mark. We took it off. We made a little pan. We put some apple juice in that tinfoil pan, set that Boston butt in it, then wrapped it up really, really well. We double wrapped it, put it back on the pit boss, and after 9 hours, or almost 9 hours, it got to the 203 mark. Now this one, we still had to continue to mop. It went 10 hours to the minute before it was ready. We wrapped it. This one sat for 2 hours in the oven wrapped. This one sat for an hour wrapped, and we pulled them out of the oven at the same time and just began to break them down. And now, this is where we are. This is where we are, the final moments, and we're going to give this a taste test. This is the unwrapped version right here. I will tell you, as I began to pull it apart, I will tell you that I was a little disappointed in the unwrapped. Now, it's the first time I've ever done one unwrapped. The first time I've ever done it unwrapped. So there's maybe a few tricks that I'm not real familiar with that you can kind of keep it, but some of it was just a little dry. It was a little tough, and so I discarded some of it. But overall, I mean, it looks good. It had a good texture to it once you got those dried, tough pieces out. But let's give it a taste. Has a really good flavor. That was a big bite. Has a really good good flavor and nowhere near as dry as I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be a lot drier than that, but it's not. Now this one that we did wrap, I will tell you, it was extremely moist. It pulled apart a lot better. We didn't have any dried out parts on it. Everything was great. It was really, really good. I mean, really, really easy to pull apart. We didn't have to take any of those dried up pieces out of it. It was just, anyway, it just came apart. I feel like this one's gonna have a lot more moisture content than that one does. But let's just give it a taste and see what it comes out like. That one is a lot more moist, without a doubt. This one, I think, actually has a little better flavor than that one does. Now, we didn't put any finishing sauce on these. We didn't do anything. But I think this one has a really, really good flavor. The unwrapped one has a really good flavor. The wrapped one has a great flavor, too. Don't get me wrong. It's a little more moist. And honestly, I think if you would take this one with just the salt and pepper, mop it every hour on the hour till it reached that 165 and then wrapped it like you do that one, I believe that one may even turn out better than the one with the rub with the brown sugar and stuff on it. But either way, guys, I think my favorite out of the two is going to be the wrapped because it does have a lot more moisture. That's going to be my choice right there, is the wrapped pork, because it does have a really good flavor. It is moist all the way through. I don't feel like we wasted as much as we did with the unwrapped, because we probably threw away a good handful like that of just the outside that was dried up. So anyway, guys, that's the wrap versus unwrap. That's how we're using that mop sauce to keep everything clean. I will tell you, I mean, I cook a lot of whole hogs, a lot, over the years. I've cooked quite a few, and we've never wrapped them. And I've done that mopping. I've done it mopping it every hour on the hour to keep everything moist. And it does work a lot better in a whole hog because you have that cavity that holds that moisture. And on this Boston butt, it just kind of hits it and rolls off. I mean, some of it soaks in, but for the most part, it just kind of rolls off. And so for a whole hog, using the mopping sauce, I think works great. For the Boston butts, I would prefer the wrap method. I'm not saying you couldn't mop it. I think it would work great if you did mop it and then wrapped it at the 165. But anyway, guys, that's what we've got. Thanks for watching. If you would, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, make some comments down below. Tell us what you do. How do you cook your Boston butts? Do you prefer wrapped, unwrapped? What kind of seasoning what kind of rub do you put on it? Guys, just let us know. But I want you to know that Bo, Sandy, and I love you very much. Guys, y'all mean the world to us. I mean, we just love people. And so that means you. And so, guys, I just want you to know that. But more importantly, we want you to know that God loves you. So anyway, until next time, now you're cooking. No coffee needed style.